Do you guys ever look at something you're about to do and wonder, am I making a bad decision right now? Because that's how I kind of feel. Okay, so it's almost 6 o'clock on the dot, and I'm kind of curious how long this is going to take me. I don't think it's going to take as long as a lot of the things said, like 5 hours. Someone said they completed it in 3 hours, partially in the dark. So I'm kind of thinking 3 to 4 hours, but it's 6 o'clock right now, so we will see how accurate that is. I'm already out of breath from running around all morning, so yeah, we'll see. Tara will be fine either way. Dogs aren't allowed on this trail, and from what I was reading about just the terrain and the type of scramble, especially at the top, she's definitely not ready for this. I know a lot of people were worried last time about me leaving her in the camper if something happened to me, but again, like, my friends have coordinates. They know, wow, that is heavy, exactly where I am and exactly where she is. So if I don't respond to them by like 11, they're gonna come out here, check on her and check on me. Apparently this trail is only 2.8 miles, which kind of makes it all that much more scary, because why would 2.8 miles take someone 5 hours? But I don't know, so far I think we're okay. I was going to make this a like 5 a.m. sunset hike or sunrise hike. I'm tired, but that's why. I slept pretty horribly last night. I think it's the juniper. You can probably hear I'm congested, but yeah, I just slept really bad last night and made the decision to get a later start, which I'm kind of bummed about, because seeing Sedona up here at sunrise would have been spectacular. But Sedona looks good in any light, in my opinion, so hopefully it's still beautiful. It's definitely one of those times where I look around and it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but you can hear it in my voice. I wonder, am I having fun? And the answer is yes. It's very type 2. I'm excited to get to the top, but this is no joke. We are almost at the famous hairpin turn. There's a turn up here that a couple of people warned me about, and I don't think I'm in danger of this. It's not clickbait, not to get you guys to watch longer, but they did say it's the spot where the most people go off the cliff. So I think for the rest of this hike, which, let's see how far we have. We've got a while. But for the rest of this hike, I'm gonna keep my phone out and just keep checking on the map, because I don't want to get lost out here, obviously. There are parts on here that say the grade is 95% coming up, so 99%. Awesome. Well, that means we got to get going. So I'm gonna get up and keep this out. Let's get going. Before we finish heading up though, I want to talk a little bit more about today's sponsor, No Cow. Now, you guys may not know this, but for years, I struggled with dairy intolerance. I could not eat anything with dairy, especially whey or casein, without feeling sick, to put it lightly. And so when No Cow reached out to me about their bars and new line of Mighty Treats, I was super excited to not only try some of their new products, but to promote something that I personally have used and benefited from over many years. No Cow's protein bars and new line of Mighty Treats like peanut butter cups and marshmallow crunchies, which are absolutely delicious, pack a punch. Personally, I love to enjoy the No Cow protein bars, which have 20 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar, on or after workouts like today, as they're super light and compact and have really great texture, especially compared to other bars that I've had in the past. Now, as I was mentioning, they also just came out with their new line of Mighty Treats. These are the 2-pack of peanut butter cups that have 10 grams of protein and 0 grams of sugar. Again, making it awesome to take on a hike, which, might I say, it's probably about 75 degrees right now, and these have been against my back. Look at how solid that is. They're not melting, and they are also dairy-free. Now, I know that we all have different tastes and preferences when it comes to food, especially something like a protein bar or a snack, but if you head to the link down in my description below, not only will you get 20% off using my code, but if for some reason you're not satisfied, No Cow guarantees their product and will give you a full refund. So whether you're looking to go plant-based or just cut dairy or extra sugar out of your diet, give No Cow a try, and I can almost guarantee that you'll love it as much as I do. All right, back to the hike. All right, so here's a great example. One, look at the view, so beautiful. But the trail came from back here. And you're like, okay, that looks like a trail. And then you would think, you know, keep straight. This is the hairpin turn everyone was talking about. This is the actual trail. We have to go through there, not there. Also, I apologize for any quality drop. I'm gonna switch to my phone for now, just because the camera in one hand, phone in the other is not that great for stability. Oh, got some sun. Wow, okay. Look at this though. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Sedona. Man, wasn't expecting it to end like this. Right now I'm sitting at somewhat of a false summit. Beautiful views, a nice breeze, and some shade. Honestly, one of the better views I've seen in the Southwest, period. And I wasn't thinking this morning when I woke up that I would quit. But here I am. And as much as my ego wants to run from this and scrap a video and maybe, I don't know, try to do something else or pretend like I made it, I think it's important to capture these moments too. The moments where you are insecure or vulnerable, where you set out to do something and you fail or you quit. I came out this morning knowing that I was somewhat unprepared. I did not expect to be on the road this long for this trip with the camper. And that meant that I don't have a lot of my gear. I was tempted the other day when I planned to do this hike to go buy a couple of things at REI or at the store to get me by a little bit better, but decided that I have enough gear. I don't want to spend more money. I'm just gonna go out with what I have and see how far I get. And I knew in my head that that might mean that I turn around. And as it turns out, I am super close to the summit. I don't know if I said I'm a quarter mile, not even a quarter mile from the summit, and I've stopped. When you're out in the mountains or the Red Rock or, outdoors, I think it's so important to check your ego. That's something that I still struggle with. That little voice in my head saying, come on, you can do it, don't fail, everyone's gonna see you fail. But these moments, I think, are just as valuable as any summit ever is, because you push yourself to your limit and you know when to pull back before something goes wrong. I came out here with a water bottle instead of a water bladder, and I'm running low. I don't have an SOS device on me, although my phone does have service. It's not ideal. I don't have a full-on backpacking bag with emergency supplies and my normal first aid kit. And this is an intense hike. Everyone that I talked to said, be careful, know your limits. And so I'm listening to that advice, and I'm listening to my own intuition that's, been with me as I've climbed other mountains in other states in the past, where I have pushed it a little too far. And the last couple of minutes, I've been feeling that way up here. I have too much on the line. I have my dog back there. I have family at home. I don't need to put myself in a position where I might be really injured or not make it back. That's just stupid. And so I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna head back, and I'm proud of that decision. It doesn't feel awesome, like I want to keep going, but I know that I've been a little bit more uncomfortable than I'd like to be with the gear that I have out here. So I am gonna have a snack just because it's now almost 7:45, and I guess this is kind of a breakfast, but I'm gonna go for the chocolate coconut almond bar. Thank you again to NoCal for sponsoring this video. You guys are really fueling my morning. All right, let's get back down to Tara, shall we? I have to go back down that. This is why I turned around.
Hi friends. So as it would turn out, it was hilarious watching some of the footage back from this morning because all of my, even now, my gosh, I can't breathe. Why am I so tired? I'm turning around and I didn't think I was gonna have to. I'm sick. I really didn't think much of it. I just figured this morning's hike was kind of long, so I'm tired and I'm sore. But when I got back today from the hike, I knocked out. I think I was asleep for like 3 hours and I woke up with a full-on like sinus head congestion cold. And I think this just goes to show kind of what I was talking about earlier, like how important it is to listen to yourself. This morning I really was just like, wow, this salmon is really tough. This morning I was just like, I just don't feel myself. I feel out of breath. Like I was in Flagstaff for, my nose. I was in Flagstaff for like 10 days, which is at roughly like 7,100 feet where I was at. I was a little bit above Flagstaff. And so coming down to like 4,000 feet, I should not have been winded just like getting ready this morning, and I was. So in hindsight, I'm not at all shocked that this morning was as hard as it was for me. But what I am actually really stoked on, really proud of, is that I knew when to stop. On my way back down, a lot of what you didn't see was how much I was struggling. And I knew that when I got to that like false summit area, I knew I was tired. I knew that I was running low on water, that I really only brought enough snacks for like an average day for me on a hike, which normally would have been fine. But today I was just feeling like I needed more. Like I needed more water, I needed more sleep, I needed more of everything that I didn't have in that moment. And that was why I turned around, and what I shared with you guys earlier, it was hard to do. And I don't share that because I want to broadcast that I failed. I share that because a past version of myself wouldn't have been okay with that. I wouldn't have been okay with stopping before the summit. I would have pushed on, and I'm sure that today I could have done that if I wanted to, but why? With all that said, I think today was a raging success. I had a good time. I pushed myself. I made it back in time for Tara to be safe in the camper. And I found that outer edge, that outer limit right now. And right now I was sick and really the first of many tasks to come. So it's a cool starting point. And I guess all I have to say is more to come. I appreciate you all, as always, for being here and for coming along on this journey with me. I feel like in the last year or so, Tara, her lead is wrapped around the camera. I feel as though within this past year or so, I've done a lot of growing, and it's been cool to do that on camera, in public, with all of you, and to have your support along the way. So, thank you. I'm gonna finish my dinner. I'm gonna rest, hopefully feel better soon, and see you guys next week. Bye.